Hi everyone, it's Alicia and welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday for those of you who have just joined me. Folks, you have to forgive me if this particular video is a little less eloquent than my others or maybe a little less maybe it's going to be more choppy, I don't know. It's because it's a little bit more emotional and I was even for the first time a little bit nervous about recording it. But to my utter amazement this weekend, I noticed that my subscription numbers climbed up to close to 100. And I have to tell you, I'm really not interested in promoting the channel for the sake of promoting it. I just want to offer other people like myself tips that I find useful along the way. It's not about growing a community for me in terms of a promotional way. It's about feeling fortunate that there are so many great people on here that are willing to share tips and to help out and to give me great advice like Joanne did about the triple thick, and just a really supportive community where we can share our projects and help one another out. And I've met so many amazing people, and the swaps I've done have been so much fun, never mind the challenges. So when I saw that it was creeping up that quickly to 100, I realized this weekend that before I leave to the Holy Land, I really need to do a 100 Subbie giveaway, because we're talking about like 3 more clicks and we're there. And I am utterly amazed by that and so thankful. And sometimes I like scratch my head and I'm like, wow, there's like 100 people watching this. That's crazy. And when I think about that, it makes me a little nervous, because I don't think about it when I do these videos. I just get on and I'm like, hey guys, look what I learned today. But when I actually thought about it this weekend, I was like, holy cow, how did that happen? Well, it happened because all of you are super wonderful and super supportive. And clearly, you don't mind watching someone fumble through this whole process. And that is so moving. So I wanted today to tell you a little bit about why, and this is where it's hard and I might get a little emotional, about why and how I ended up here. So as you know, I'm a teacher, I'm a professor, and I'm a writer, a professional writer, and I publish stories. And I do art on the side, and I always have. Fine art is not my first medium of choice usually, because as you know, I'm a messy gluer, a messy cutter, but I love art. And what happened was I was diagnosed a decade ago with a really rare autoimmune disease that for most people is very debilitating. And by most, I mean that I am the only person on my rheumatologist's roster list who is still actually working at all. This disease I live with is very difficult and it causes a multitude of problems that I'm not going to go into. But one of the reasons why I leave New York every winter is because part of my disease involves a vascular component and I can't be in cold weather. So folks, I don't leave New York by choice. I leave New York and come to Florida because my health depends on it. My survival depends on it. And I teach my classes here via the web because my university is amazing and understands this illness I'm battling through, and I want to continue working. So when I come down here to Florida, it's a very big adjustment for me because it means I'm leaving my whole community, my artistic community, my writing community, my professor friends, everybody. And I come down here, and despite being like a super engaged writer, and I write every day, I actually found myself with a lot of time on my hands, and I realized I had to do something really productive with it. So I decided I would learn a new art form. And that's how I found my way to YouTube's sort of crafting art making section. And, I didn't know anything about it, guys. This is just months ago. And I stumbled across all sorts of people, and some of them were just so advanced, and I couldn't figure out how to do anything they were doing, and I didn't understand any part of the process until I found this fantastic lady, Lily, Crafting with Liller. That changed everything. This woman, if you are not subscribed to Crafting with Liller, you need to, whether you're an advanced creator or a beginner creator, because I'm going to tell you something, folks. This woman not only makes everything seem fun, she makes everything possible, and I'm not kidding. You have no idea how many things I have learned to make by watching her tutorials. Her tutorials are incredibly simple, easy to follow, and also she's so respectful. So at the beginning, I didn't have a die cutter. I made everything by hand. I fussy cut everything. I didn't even have that many punches, folks. Seriously. And I was able to do a lot of her projects because she's aware that not everyone has a die cutter. And so while she doesn't say it directly, she tries to facilitate crafting projects for everybody. Yes, she does SVG file projects, really spectacular ones. If you want to be blown away, go check out her newest typewriter. But she also does things like loaded bags and things that you can do without a die cutter that are really successful. So I started with her. And folks, I gotta tell you this. After about a month, I was amazed at what I could make. I was actually amazed. So here's what I did. I put together this crazy box of stuff that I had made, all without a die cutter, folks. All fussy cut, no die cutting, and I mailed it to her. Now, you'd think an expert crafter would open that box and be like, oh no, What did this poor Subbie send me? Oh my goodness, none of this stuff is die cut. She doesn't know what she's doing. It's not very well finished. Folks, looking back now, I'm like dying of embarrassment when I think about that box. But no, do you know what Lily did? Lily did the most amazing thing. She took that box, she brought it on her channel, she opened it with pure joy, I'm not kidding, and went through each piece and pointed out what was good about it. And that little bit of encouragement from Lily changed everything. I'm telling you, and I know that sounds really reductive and simplistic, but it's not. What happened is that encouraged me to work 10 times harder. I got a die cutter, I took online classes, I watched tutorials, I expanded my repertoire, and the next thing I knew, I was seriously watching like Craft Purge, and actually I really like Cat Paper Love too. I think she's an awesome crafter. And through Lily, I found Crafty Kimchi, who does these amazing Willow Lane projects, and Alice, and I found Shara Crane, and all these amazing crafters, never mind Miss Alvarez, who is probably the most pristine crafter. And I started watching Scrap Diva 29 and Tamika religiously so that I could see what the really shabby and clean creators were doing. And so I really, sorry, that was my husband in the background. I was really focusing on all of this and working very hard because I wanted to get better. And then Carmen offered me the chance to swap because she's part of the Crafting with Liller group. Because that group, folks, people that follow Crafting with Liller, it's a community, and it's a wonderfully supportive, engaged community, and they're just wonderful with one another. So Carmen offered to swap, and the next thing you know, I was off and running. Folks, none of that would have happened without Lily, without her continued support and generosity. And if you take a look, this uber busy lady, she is a mom, she works full-time, she has a full-time partner, her wife is amazing, but still, she has a marriage, like it's very serious. And she's also on so many design teams, so she has to do all these projects. Do you know that this woman still found the time to like share my flat mail challenge on Instagram and on YouTube, and she circulated it and promoted it? I was stunned. And she's participating. That blew me away. Where does she have time to do that? Okay, so here's what I was thinking about. I would not be here today, and I would not be able to make the things that I do, and I would not have the confidence to show you all the bumbling and fumbling like I've been showing you with Sabrina's project if it was not for Crafting with Liller. So I was thinking about this 100 Subaway giveaway, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify one person on YouTube who either inspired you or has encouraged you the most. Okay, it could be someone like Lily, someone who runs a really impactful channel with lots of subscribers, or it could be another person, someone perhaps who's become a friend, who has mentored you along the way. For all that matters is that this is the person that actually influenced you the most and has supported you the most. So you pick one person. Then I want you to create any of the following to honor that person, and all I want you to do is link it back to me, to my channel, so that I know that you did this. You can either make that person a card and send it to that person. You can create a rack box for that person and mail it to them. You can do a video shout out explaining why that person helped you and supported you and encouraged you and how much that meant to you. And you can link that to their channel and then back to mine. Or you can do an Instagram post. For those of you that don't like video, do an Instagram post highlighting the one individual who made the biggest impact on you as a maker and who has supported you the most. Or finally, the last thing that you could do is to honor that person. You could make a craft project that they taught you how to make and project share it. So those are loads of options, guys, right? So a card, a rack box, a video shout out explaining why this person has supported and helped you, an Instagram post, or you can do a project share explaining how this person taught you how to create this project. So all you have to do is link that back to my channel to be eligible. You have to subscribe, obviously, to the channel, and I'm going to ask you to like this video if this is something that you want to participate in. And now let me tell you what you're going to get. So I'm going to do, for everyone who enters and qualifies, I'm going to do a random generated poll to make it fair, and I'm going to pick 2 winners. And this is open to international participants, and guess how and why, because I planned this very carefully. So Lily's on the design team for these fairy tale creations, and they've just released this like really amazing paper pad and paper set. It's like the most beautiful thing. I'm linking it down below, but it's called the Beautiful Dreamer Kit, and it's by Fairy Tale Club DT. Okay, folks, this pack is like $40, but it is so spectacular. I've been eyeing it like 3 times a week because I'm so in love with it. And I decided, in order to really honor Lily and also everything she's done for me, I'm making that the giveaway. So it's going to be the Beautiful Dreamer kit, and I'm going to put the link below that you can take a look at through Lily's channel. And I do want you to connect to it through Lily's channel so that they see it came through her. I'm doing that very deliberately, folks. So take a look at that kit. It's a $40 kit. It is spectacular. That's one prize. The second prize, so that I can make sure that I honor the international participants, is the following. And I'm going to link this below because it's a lot to read out loud. A 60-piece Follow Your Heart ephemera kit from Ali. So what you're going to find out is that there are a lot of ephemera kits on Ali that look a lot like the Maggie Holmes and a lot like the Antique 45 pieces, but they're just Ali's version of. So I decided, because of the international participants, I was going to do a huge Ali giveaway. So a 60-piece Follow Your Heart ephemera kit, a KScraft Lovers 86-piece vintage vellum kit, a 60-piece cute animal die cut kit from KScraft, a KScraft 8-piece craft paper vintage tag die cutout pack, a KScraft swing ride die, a KScraft candy stand die, because these look really cute together, folks, a KScraft butterfly scissors. It's like these really cute butterfly scissors that they have, an Alinacrafts doable heart die. I'm so sorry, that's my husband in the background. He's super loud when he talks. He's actually in the other room. I know that's shocking, but it's true. And sorry, I lost my track there, train of thought for a second. The KScraft circle heart dies, the ZF, I can never say this right, guys. This is such a hard thing. The ZF PADT something vintage vellum stickers. There are 200 mixed ones. I'll put them down below. The 200 mixed resin heart flatbacks that everyone loves that are all glittery. And there's a few other pieces from Alina that I'm including. Her bag topper, which is just outstanding, and I know because I own it, and a couple of other pieces, and you'll see that link below. And that is the prize that will be sent out to either the second winner, be it international or American. Folks, I really hope you enter this. I hope this feels like a way of me rewarding you for hanging out with me and going through all my fumbles and tumbles and all of my strangeness. I mean, last night's video upload was a hot mess, and yet so many of you took the time today to both view it and comment on it, and that shocked me. 26-minute video of me being a mess, and you guys were amazing. So I want you to, I'm not a mushy girl, I'm a New Yorker, but I want you to know how much this actually means to me. I don't even know how I got 100 people here. Right now I think we're at 96 or 97. I don't know how that happened. But each and every one of you amaze me. And you're so kind and generous. Those experts are like kind. They stop by, they help me out, they give me tips. And those of you who are mucking along with me, boy, you're a lot of fun to do this with. And then there's those of you who are like somewhere in the in-between. You're like Carmen, you're like a much more skilled crafter than I am, or Sabrina. But you're just so kind. You treat me like an equal, and yet you help me out every step of the way. Folks, I really have sincere thanks for each and every one of you. And that's why this was hard to film, because it's genuine. It makes me like a little teary, Anyway, that's the giveaway. I hope you love it. If you do, click the thumbs up, because that way you're going to start participating, and make sure you honor the person who helped make this possible for you. For me, it was Crafting with Lily. Lily is one heck of a human being. And if you haven't subscribed to her channel, please do so today. I've linked it below. Thanks so much. Take care, and I'll see you later.